The longer your TBR gets, the harder it is to actually pick something. At some point, the list stops helping and starts paralyzing you. And I genuinely have no idea what to read next.
So I decided to pass off the decision to my boyfriend Dylan. He hasn't read a book since he was 12, but he does know me best.
I got this.
You ready to pick my TBR?
I'm excited for all of your videos, but this is the video I'm the most excited for.
I think you'll pick good books.
Oh, I'm gonna pick the best books.
That was suspiciously fast.
I knew exactly what I wanted, and I just want to say, when I was checking out, I told the cashier lady that I was getting these books for you, and she said, and I quote, "May she enjoy reading Peak."
Okay.
Book unboxing.
Oh my god. Is this the entire Percy Jackson series?
Yes, it is.
I did not anticipate reading 5 books in this video. But honestly, as it hurts my little book girl heart to have an entire book set where one of them is a hard copy, one of them doesn't even match all the other ones, and the other 3 are just regular paperbacks. That is honestly hurting me more than the fact that I'm about to read a book series intended for 5th graders.
No, you're about to read one of the greatest book series to ever grace this planet.
I guess that's my TBR for the foreseeable future.
I'm so excited.
Okay, it's the next day. I'm about to start reading Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Most people have read these books when they were in the 5th grade. Not me. Honestly, it kind of works out that the Percy Jackson series is really tiny, easy series to read because I'm in the process of moving. It shouldn't take a whole lot of focus. I can listen to it while I'm packing. I also think it's cool to see my boyfriend so excited about the books I'm reading. I know I'm supposed to be packing, but everything in my house is a wreck. Truthfully, I'm overwhelmed. So I think I'm gonna go to a coffee shop instead, and I'm gonna start this. So I'm about halfway through Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. Basically, this is about a little 12-year-old boy named Percy Jackson and his friends Annabeth and Grover, who are all demigods set in a modern day New York. Percy meets all of his friends at this little demigod summer camp and is sent on a quest to go from New York to Los Angeles, where the underworld is, and find Zeus's stolen lightning bolt and prevent a war from happening. I didn't expect there to be as much like whimsy as there was in this. I definitely could have seen myself being obsessed with this when I was in middle school. I can understand why Dylan liked it so much. It's very main character energy, and Dylan's kind of a diva, so I've been off and on listening to the audiobook and reading because I am trying to pack up my apartment, so all of my backgrounds are about to get progressively uglier. I think there's a pretty good chance I can finish this today, so I'm gonna listen to it and keep packing. I finished Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. Oh my god, that was so much fun. I'm interested to see how addicted I get to the characters as a 26-year-old woman. There are a lot of like darker themes covered that I was kind of surprised by. Like it sprinkles in there some things about like how humans treat the earth and things about immortality and existentialism and what happens after you die. Rick Riordan? I don't really know how to say that, sorry. He sprinkled those things in there pretty tastefully. It is hard reading this and thinking, oh my god, this kid is only 12 years old. However, it's a fiction book and I'm not uptight about it. The characters, Grover, Annabeth, and Percy. Grover's definitely my favorite. This is dorky little satyr who's just a little environmentalist. He just wants to save the earth. I don't know, I had a great time. I rated it 3.7, I think. Don't come for me. It's only the first book of the series, so we'll see. I I am not feeling great. I'm on my period. And so I'm not really gonna pack much today. I'm just going to sit and read book 2. Now, wait a damn minute.
What?
They're doing the Odyssey on a cruise ship? Like with other people?
It's Margaritaville.
Margaritaville in the middle of the Odyssey.
I'm trying to read the book series that you picked out.
Yeah, and I have to micromanage.
I'm halfway through Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters, and I've got thoughts. The beginning of this book is not as whimsical as book 1. Also, Dionysus. What is he ever wearing? This is what Dionysus is wearing at this camp. His usual leopard pattern Hawaiian shirt, walking shorts, tennis shoes with black socks, with his pudgy belly and blotchy red face. You know?
This is perfect casting.
Actually... Yeah, okay, well now I have a better idea of what this guy is supposed to look like. The whole plot of this one, I guess, is sort of supposed to be like the Odyssey on a cruise ship. But truthfully, I am first and foremost worried about my guy Grover. Where I'm at right now is Tyson, Annabeth, and Percy were stranded on an island off Virginia Beach. And Clarice saves them from a Hydra with a ghost ship full of Confederate soldiers. Can't make this up, people. The first book was like, ooh, fun, Greek mythology, whimsical. This one's like kind of going off the rails. We'll see what happens with the Confederate soldiers. I came to hang out at my friend's apartment for a little bit just so I can get out of my apartment. That is chaos. I'm almost done with book 2, so I think I'm gonna finish it while I'm over here. I finished Sea of Monsters. I mean, obviously, spoilers ahead. Do I even need to say that at this point? This book went off the rails. There's a Cyclops marriage. They're doing the Odyssey on a cruise ship, and there's Confederate soldiers. I don't know. I did really like it, though. I honestly thought that I was gonna not like this one as much as the first one because I just felt like the first one was maybe more iconic than the second one or the rest of the series, but I actually think I really liked this one more. I'm gonna rate this 4 stars. For what it is in this series, I really liked it. Now it's time to start the third one, Titan's Curse. I'm almost 100 pages in. I'm still not exactly sure this one's gonna follow a plot like the last one did with like the Odyssey type thing, but the last book, Grover was missing for like most of the book, and this one, Annabeth is missing. What the heck is going on here? I want my team back together. Why am I invested? I really need to pack my room and I really don't want to. I don't want to put all my books in boxes. All I want to do is read Percy Jackson. I've gone and lost my place. I didn't even put my bookmark in there. Shite. It is 7 a.m. and it is my move-in day to my new place. I have got like 25 pages left of The Titan's Curse. It is the best book by far. All I want to do is sit down and read it, but I have to go meet the movers so I can move. So we will see if I have time for those 25 pages today because I desperately need to finish it. Wish me luck today. Godspeed. I finished it last night. It was like 1 in the morning when I finished it, so I didn't do my check-in then. I'm doing it now. Except my dogs are being bad. They're not being bad, they're playing, but good grief. You couldn't pick a worse time to do this, Pumpkin. I really loved this book. I think this is the book that I'm reading it, going through it, and I'm like, okay, I get where the hype is coming. I feel like the first 2 books were individually their own stories. The third book is really where everything started to tie together. You're getting references from book 1. You're getting references from book 2. You're getting new characters that tie into events that happened in the first 2 books, even though they weren't there. Especially with Greek mythology, everything feels like a crossover episode. Sorry for the toy squeaking. What do you want from me? It follows the same theme of the book starts, they're at the camp, and then Percy Jackson, at least Grover or Annabeth, one or the other for the past 2. And then with this one, we got the Artemis Hunters, which is a group of forever sworn maidens, and they're hunters and they're badass. I know I was saying that I saw some of the plot twists coming and the foreshadowing coming in the last book. Not in this one. Holy hell. It was tragic when Zoe the Huntress died and Artemis sent her ashes to the stars. I was literally like, oh my God, well, I've been shot, apparently, I've been shot. I don't know, it really hurt my soul. But it was also really beautiful, and I don't know, I think we're gonna get a lot more of Hades in the next book now, and Percy Jackson has fully committed to the bit, to being this whole prophecy child. This one, of the 3 so far, has definitely left on the biggest cliffhanger. The bulk of my move is over, still kind of doing some things, but I'm getting in to book 4 today at some point. Picking up, quick. Okay, I know I didn't do a halfway check-in. I didn't do any check-in. And don't even ask what's happening with my hair. Mind your business, okay? Because really all I need to think about is this book. I read it so fast. Why am I freaking out over Percy Jackson? Somebody, anybody, hello? Anybody in the audience? Got any ideas? No? Okay. It was so good. This was literally the best book of the 4 so far. I know I said that about the last one, but this book was crazy. Unlike the first 3 books, this book gets into its own quest very quickly. There's no 100 pages of milling around and trying to figure out what's going on. This book covers the story of the Labyrinth, which is the Daedalus myth. He built the Labyrinth to house the Minotaur, and it was a whole thing. And if you've read Circe, there's a little bit of that in there. So again, another crossover, super fun, and I loved that. And in this book, we also get Calypso. Super fun and loved that, but my heart hurts for Calypso. I would really like Madeline Miller to write a book on her, just saying. I also liked in this one that all of the characters are together basically the entire time. Annabeth, Tyson, Grover, and Percy, and then a couple of extras are all together through the maze, and Annabeth is leading this quest. So the past few quests, Percy's kind of been in charge of them. Annabeth is leading this one, and I'm so happy for my girl, because I love her, and she is so smart. She is smarter than all of these boys combined. Shit really hits the fan. Shit really hits the fan in this book, and then it starts to get really real, and I guess it's all gonna wrap up in the next book. I don't know, but things are bad right now. They are so bad. And I feel like these books are aging with the characters, so it makes it very fun for me to read. I think these last 2 are probably gonna be my favorite. And all of their relationships are getting a lot more complex, and they're dealing with bigger issues. Things are really down to the wire, and did I say, things are bad. Things are bad and they hit the fan and they're bad. I'm worried for these children. Hot take, Annabeth and Percy, their relationship development, 1000% tops. If we're going back to Harry Potter, sue me guys, sorry for the comparison. Annabeth and Percy's relationship development 1000% trumps Harry Potter and Ginny Weasley, and I would say it even tops Hermione and Ron. It just feels like there's more weight there, and it truly, like, they're building this friendship, and it seems like a very natural development. There was so much emotion and tragedy written into this book, especially in a way that I really think is digestible for like young readers. Like, I almost cried multiple times, which I am emotional as in general, take that with a grain of salt. I'm also taking back what I said about the foreshadowing being predictable, because I did not see the Daedalus plot twist coming at the end. I did not see that coming at all. And then I remind myself, I'm reading Percy Jackson, relax, but then I couldn't relax. So I'm just gonna ride the wave. I'm just gonna go with it. I only rated it 4.3 stars. Hear me out. Just because as a book on its own, I don't think it could hit my 5-star shelf. And I think that's fair. On to the next. One chapter in. You're kidding.
That's so sad. What the hell?
Wasn't that a good kids book?
It's not over. I have 3 chapters.
First to come up, but hey, when you're the son of Poseidon, you don't have to hurry. And it was pretty much the best underwater kiss of all time.
So what you think?
Well, I really liked it. I had a really great time, but I do have some thoughts. The gods suck. That was a big one. They kind of sucked this entire book. They were not helpful, and they were terrible and bad. But I think that was pretty on par. Like, I didn't want them to paint a bunch of gods and goddesses as like good people, but it did make me feel really bad for all the heroes. Some of these kids are 12 years old saving Manhattan. Right, okay. And I did really love Luke's ending. He was kind of a little jerk the whole time. I thought Annabeth was just, I mean, she was kind of delusional about if he was going to be a good guy or a bad guy. But I think his ending and the way that his story rounded off was very noble. And honestly, hell yeah, to Percy and Annabeth. At this book, Percy's really got some mad game. I have to say it. He pulled some pretty cool moves, especially in front of Annabeth.
Turning down immortality for a girl.
It's pretty baller. Hate to say it. I think everything rounded off really well. I'm gonna give it a 4.5. It didn't make the 5-star mark for the series. I think that's just because I'm an adult woman. It's never gonna hit the same for me as it did for this guy when he was 12. But I would say 4.5 for
That's
a young reader's series is pretty good. I can see you reading this as a child and getting really invested in it, and I think that's very sweet. And you know what? This morning, we both made a Percy Jackson reference, and we could laugh about it. And I think that's pretty cool. So if you want to get to know somebody better,
Read
even
Percy Jackson.
if you want to get to know somebody better, even if you've already been dating them for 7 years, read their favorite books. Because now I know even more about you, and I'm not even mad that you messed up my whole TBR.
Because I didn't mess it up. Ciao.